It's never easy getting into Angola, at least it has never proven to be easy for me, and try as I might to dress like a nun, they seem to find something lewd about me that forces them to make me go and redress and add more layers and go buy t-shirts. And this time I noticed that they always make sure that your arms are covered, because arms are, of course, very provocative. And so that's one thing. And they don't want you to have tight pants. I mean, even just little tight, although it's weird because the guards themselves have pants on that look like they've been painted on. And I always kind of wonder when they're sitting there in judgment, and which they do. They have like 4 women at the front desk, and they just kind of look at you and eyeball you and kind of get that look on their face that says, nah, she's not going to pass muster, you know. And you know it's crazy when 8-year-old little girls in the middle of August that have driven 6 hours to go visit their fathers are turned away because they're wearing a tank top and don't have sleeves, you know. I mean, security is what they can label all of these security risks now, but we know for a fact that contraband in every prison comes in primarily through guards. So all of this harassment of families, when there are statistic and survey after statistic and surveys showing that the only thing that helps combat people going in cycle after cycle is family contact and the contact with loved ones and communication with it. They quash it at every point. They quash it by charging exorbitant telephone rates, 10 times what the average consumer pays is what families, the most hard-hit families in America, are paying to stay in touch with their loved ones by phone on these rotten systems where you can barely hear anybody and you have to be interrupted every 5 minutes by someone tells you that you're talking to a prisoner like you don't know, maybe. You know, it's just over the top, and then to harass families that always have to drive long distances when they don't have the funds to come to these prisons and then turn them away at the gate. It's unconscionable, and there should be more and more pressure on the prison system to be humane, just be human beings, you know, just be human beings.
Was it worse this time? Much worse this time?
Much worse this time. Much worse this time. And it was across the board. It was there was grandmothers that were there. It was mothers that were there. It was children that were there. It was fathers and grandfathers that were there. It was a woman who had Down syndrome who was there with her mother. They, they just made everybody go buy something. And then when we went across to the museum to buy the T-shirts that they wanted us to buy, which, by the way, say, ha, 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 Angola prison in the front, and on the back a picture of the place, the front of the place, and a gated community underneath it, like big joke. When you have that T-shirt, then, I guess maybe they expect you to wear it and advertise the place. They don't really need much advertisement. They got plenty of clientele. They have no trouble filling those prisons, So the purpose is, again, just to humiliate and harass you, make you feel lower than low for having any consorting with prisoners of any type, and it's a psychology that's just really sick.
Do you think that's a result of the...
I think it's a direct result of Homeland Security running amok in this country, and the fear of terrorism and the fear of security risks binding everybody and chilling everyone in all of their actions, because you can be accused for anything by anyone, and if it's convenient, then they can make it stick. There is no due process. There is no justice in these courts anymore. We're just deluding ourselves when we try. We can win on technicalities, but never on the justice of the case, and that's pitiful. I'll take it. If we have to win on the technicality, all right. But, it seems to me that truth has absolutely not a goddamn thing to do with most of this.